battlefield is TikTok. It is flooded with such factory videos. Chinese suppliers are reaching out to American customers direct.
Do you know that more than 80% of the luxury leather products, like handbags, purses, and shoes of Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Coach, Prada, you name it, most of them are made in China.
Okay, y'all, stop what you're doing because we need to talk. Louis Vuitton, the brand we've been told represents status, wealth, legacy, luxury, all of that, it's now getting exposed for what might be one of the biggest marketing illusions in modern fashion history. And honey, when I say people are big mad, I mean storming the store mad. Viral TikToks, leaked receipts, angry customers, it's all snowballing into a luxury-sized mess. This is no longer about just a brand. It's about trust, deception, and that little Made in Europe tag that apparently isn't worth the label it's printed on. Chinese manufacturers just exposed Louis Vuitton for outsourcing major production to China. Yes, the same factories that produce mass-market clothes. So what happens when people find out their $3,000 bag cost $15 to make in a factory they could tour on TikTok? You already know. The backlash is real, and LV might not recover from this one.
China makes 80% of your designer bags.
Who's the Chinese supplier behind Under Armour? Shenzhou International. 90 shoes from China to your country?
Who are the suppliers behind Solomon, Timberland, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, la 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 la? First, Baocheng Factory.
Not just calling them out, they're showing the world exactly where your $1,000 handbag or your $100 leggings are really being made. They're now offering you the same exact stuff, no middleman, no markup. In a bold move that seems more like economic warfare than manufacturing, Chinese workers are lifting the lid on $1 billion illusion.
Let's rewind. It all started with a TikTok video. Innocent enough, right? Except this one wasn't just a girl doing a handbag haul. It was a Chinese factory worker showing the real tea on luxury manufacturing. And let me tell you, it hit harder than a clapback from Cardi B. The video walked viewers through the assembly of what looked exactly like a Louis Vuitton bag. The worker casually pointed out every step, every stitch, every tool used. And here's the kicker. She revealed that these bags, ones we're told are handcrafted in France or Italy, are being mass-produced in China for pennies on the dollar. We're talking $15 to $20 per unit. And these aren't knockoffs. These are allegedly real Louis Vuitton bags being made for luxury houses in bulk. People started putting two and two together, and suddenly the illusion shattered. Everyone who thought they were paying for exclusivity realized they were actually paying for branding.
Though these brands brag about being made in Europe, the video claims that more than half of Louis Vuitton's bags are actually made in China.
Now here's where it gets juicy. These Chinese factories didn't just spill the beans. They're out here offering the same exact bags directly to consumers. No middleman, no markup. It's a direct-to-customer rebellion that's flipping the luxury game on its head. Think about it. The same materials, the same hardware, the same stitching, but for 1/100th of the price. Customers are catching on fast and some are furious. Not just because they were lied to, but because they feel played. It's like buying champagne and realizing it's just soda water in a fancy bottle. The betrayal cuts deep, especially when you consider how hard people work to save up for that one luxury purchase. And now, that investment feels fake. The emotional value is gone. Some are even trashing their bags on camera in protest, because who wants to flex a lie?
Asking you guys shall receive. You want a tutorial? I got you. So let's just click my link in my bio, and it's going to take you to my landing page. Just scroll down a little bit, and here you will find the spreadsheet. This is if you want my personalized help, and this is if you want anything added to the spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and click my spreadsheet. So here we have all of the vendors that I've compiled for you guys.
Louis Vuitton's response? Oh, they tried. They issued a statement saying all these claims are false, that their products are held to the highest standards, and that nothing has changed, but the public isn't buying it. Why? Because Louis Vuitton isn't offering any proof. Meanwhile, China is out here showing factories, walking viewers through production lines, listing supplier names, dropping spreadsheets, giving tutorials on how to check the country of origin in your luxury bag. The transparency on one side is surgical, while LV is acting like we should just take their word for it. And let's be real, in the era of receipts and screenshots, who's taking anyone's word for it anymore?
decades, we have been conditioned to believe that China is just one giant sweatshop pumping out crap while we are the sophisticated, high-end innovators. And it turns out China has just been patiently waiting for us to be completely dependent upon their manufacturers. They have been mastering every technology, absorbing every industry, and then building an empire that doesn't need us half as much as we need.
And if you thought that was shady, just wait. Louis Vuitton quietly increased their prices by 3 to 6% across the board. No announcement, no marketing rollout, no email blast, just a nice little surprise at the cash register. Customers found out when they went to buy their usual perfume or wallet, and suddenly the total was $50 more. And the worst part, this isn't the first time. During the pandemic, when people were stuck at home, saving money, and worried about the economy, LV was jacking up prices. They blamed supply chain issues and cost of raw materials. But now it's starting to look like plain old greed. And with this latest expose, it's giving, we thought y'all wouldn't notice. It's giving cash grab. It's giving, you'll pay anything because of our name. And for a lot of loyal customers, that's where the relationship ends. Hermès, by comparison, handled things way more respectfully. They told customers in advance that prices would go up 10% on May 1st, only in the US, and gave people time to shop before the hike. You see, that's what transparency looks like. LV, on the other hand, moved like a thief in the night. They're treating their loyal customer base like they don't even deserve honesty. And now that arrogance is coming back to bite. Because people remember how you treat them when the curtain falls. And right now, Louis Vuitton is showing us how not to handle a PR crisis.
Now, a statement has been released to the press, seemingly from a source close to Louis Vuitton. In their statement, the source close to the brand said, "Louis Vuitton want everyone to know that what these people are saying is completely false and untrue, and they want everyone to understand that every item LV releases is made under meticulously high standards."
Now here's where it gets legal. Louis Vuitton is reportedly suing some of its own longtime manufacturing partners in China, accusing them of breaking NDAs, leaking trade secrets, and even helping counterfeiters make bootleg versions of their bags. So let me get this straight. You trusted these factories for years to build your empire, but now that they've started talking, they're the enemy? This screams panic. And it gets even worse. Insiders are whispering that these manufacturers may have been making authentic Louis Vuitton bags by day and then churning out counterfeits by night, using the same materials and patterns. That's wild, but it makes sense, because some of these fakes are so good, even resellers can't tell the difference. But let's pause and zoom out. What does all this mean for the entire luxury industry? Because 55 is just the first domino. Chanel is staying quiet. Prada hasn't said a word. Gucci is just watching from the sidelines. Everyone's nervous, because now consumers know. They know that made in France or made in Italy might not mean anything. They know that their $1,000 handbag might share a supply chain with a $40 factory purse. And they know that the luxury game has been playing on clout, not craftsmanship, for a long time. The brand is the value, not the bag. And that's a dangerous truth for the fashion world. Even worse, Louis Vuitton's own CEO, Bernard Arnault, is reportedly considering stepping down years earlier than planned. He was supposed to lead the company until age 85. But after this mess, he might be calling it quits at 76. And let's not pretend it's just about age. LV's stock took a 7% nosedive, wiping out over $9 billion from Arnault's personal fortune in one morning. That's not just a scandal, that's a financial earthquake. And when billionaires start losing billions, you know it's serious. So where do we go from here? Honestly, that depends on us, on you, on the customers. Because we're the ones who've been holding up this illusion. We're the ones who made these brands rich. So now we have to decide, are we okay with paying for a logo? Or do we actually care about where our stuff comes from? Because as long as people keep buying, the brands won't change. But if we demand proof, transparency, and respect, then maybe, just maybe, they'll finally listen. And before I let y'all go, let me throw this question at you. Would you still pay $3,000 for a Louis Vuitton bag if you knew it was made in the exact same factory as a $50 knockoff? Would you still feel like a boss carrying that bag? Or would it just feel hollow? Is the flex still worth it when you know the truth behind it? Or has the magic worn off now that the curtain's been pulled back? Because the truth is, luxury isn't about the price tag. It's about what you believe you're buying. And right now, a whole lot of people are rethinking that belief. So go ahead, drop your thoughts in the comments. I need to hear what y'all think about this because it's not just about Louis Vuitton anymore. This is a turning point for the entire fashion industry. Are we done being fooled? Or are we still lining up for the illusion? Let's talk about it. And of course, if you want more spicy breakdowns, drama deep dives, and luxury truth bombs, make sure to like this video, share it, and hit that subscribe button. Because we're not done exposing the game, not even close.